Today I am going to explain a Japanese time travel film called Samurai Sensei. Spoilers ahead. Takeshi Hanpita is a samurai of the Tosa domain. In the 18th century, he is considered a great warrior and is respected by many. However, one day, he is accused of a crime and thrown in jail. It is yet to be revealed what his crime is, but he is scheduled to be executed. One morning, Takeshi wakes up and is not in jail anymore. He is shocked because he clearly remembers going to sleep last night. On looking around, he realizes he is in an entirely unfamiliar place that consists of people in strange clothing and massive buildings. It turns out he has somehow time traveled 150 years into the future. He doesn't comprehend this and thinks he has been transported into a different city. The passers-by look at him strangely and assume he is cosplaying as a samurai. While wandering around the foreign place, he is almost hit by a speeding bus. It surprises him to the core, because he has never seen something so fast. Somewhere nearby, high schooler Tora is showing off his new motorbike to his girlfriend Haruka. They are approached by Takeshi, who asks them for directions to his village. Tora in turn asks him about his cosplay, which offends Takeshi. Haruka, on the other hand, starts filming him, amazed that he looks like a real samurai. After the interaction, Takeshi walks into a grocery store and picks up an apple. He tells the manager that he doesn't have any money but promises to pay later. The manager is so stunned that he lets him take it. Outside, Takeshi enjoys the sweet apple that is unlike anything he has ever eaten. A policeman approaches him and asks him to come to the police station, because he was accused of shoplifting. When the officer tries to get forceful, Takeshi easily defends himself. As a result, more policemen come after him. Haruka sees him running and films the interaction before uploading it to her social media. Meanwhile, Takeshi falls unconscious in front of a house that belongs to a private preschool teacher named Saki. When he opens his eyes again, Saki informs him that he has been unconscious for 2 days. The police came looking for him, but the teacher sent them away since stealing an apple is not a big crime. Takeshi shows his thankfulness by doing a complete bow. He also introduces himself as Samurai Takeshi Hanpita. Saki remembers him from history textbooks and assumes it is only a coincidence. Takeshi shaves his beard with a razor for the first time and is baffled by it. Similarly, many small things in the new world surprise him, but he still doesn't question if he is in the same timeline. But then, on being asked his birthdate, Takeshi reveals he was born in the 18th century. This confirms Saki's suspicion and he tells Takeshi what the current date is. Both of them are shocked, but do not know what should be done next. In the following scene, we see Takeshi cleaning the house to help Saki. He is amazed by the washing machine and its efficiency. It turns out Tora is Saki's grandson and lives in the same house. Thus, Takeshi and Tora also have to live together, which Tora is not happy about. Tora and Haruka meet at a restaurant and find out the video of Takeshi has millions of views. Haruka likes the samurai, which makes Tora hate him even more out of spite. They are also familiar with Takeshi of the 18th century, but they do not believe the person they are with is the real Takeshi. Meanwhile, Saki and Takeshi buy an apology gift for the convenience store manager in turn for the apple he took. Then they go to a restaurant where Takeshi enjoys delicious food, which is unlike anything he has ever tasted. When asked what he wants to do in life, he says he will eventually find a way to go back in time. Till then, Saki requests him to be a teacher in his preschool. The next day, he is introduced to the preschoolers, who are excited that they get to meet a real samurai. As days pass by, they teach him how to use a smartphone, take him to the store, teach him indoor fishing, invite him to their basketball game, and so on. Meanwhile, Takeshi teaches them the importance of sticking together in times of need, and other lessons he learned throughout his life. He eventually becomes so famous that the children's mothers start flirting with him. They bring him cupcakes and sweets trying to impress him, but Takeshi has a wife back in the 1800s and is loyal to her. A flashback shows us the time he and his fellow disciples Ryoma and Kichi were insulted by a man named Toyo. He was a high-ranking samurai, filled with pride and hatred for everyone lower than him. Takechi's people were so mad at him for insulting their master that they demanded him to be killed. In a fit of rage, Takechi devised a plan to kill him. It was a bad decision that changed his life forever. His people attacked Toyo at night but accidentally killed a higher member of a respected family. Because of this, he was imprisoned and said to be executed. Back in the present, Takechi finds Tora skipping school after lying to his grandfather. He asks the kid to get his act together, but Tora, in turn, calls him a burden and orders him to go away. He even tries to fight the samurai but is shut down quickly. As Takechi lectures him, he gets a call from his master and runs to meet him. Somewhere in Tokyo, a journalist overhears two girls talking about the viral samurai video. On taking a look at it, he recognizes Takechi. The man quickly packs his bag and flies to the city Takechi is in. After conducting some interviews, he locates his address and goes to Saki's house. When Takechi returns from the market, he thinks the journalist is a thief. He is about to attack him when the man inquires if he remembers the promise they made. In another flashback, we see Takechi and his closest friend Ryoma talking. Before Toyo's assassination, Ryoma is not fond of the plan and wants nothing to do with it. Hence, he leaves the village, promising to meet Takechi sometime in the future. It turns out Ryoma also time traveled to the future 6 years ago and was never able to return home. Hence, he adapted to the new life and is living as a journalist in Tokyo. He brings Takechi to their old town of Katsuruhama, which has changed a lot. They see monuments of themselves and are proud that they were able to leave a mark on people 150 years ago. While walking by the sea, Ryoma reveals how much he wants to return to his old town. He has given up hope after so many years, but Takechi still thinks going back in time is possible. He sees his disciples running to him, but it turns out they are only in his imagination. After that, the duo goes to a restaurant and talks over food. Since Ryoma has lived in the future longer than Takechi, he has been able to research how their lives ended in the 1800s. He discloses that Takechi committed the unthinkable because of the guilt of killing an innocent man, and Ryoma was assassinated 6 years later in a different town. They even go to their graves and confirm the stories. Takechi is still paranoid about the future of their town and its people, but Ryoma tells him it doesn't matter anymore. They are 150 years in the future and people now live in peace and harmony, so they shouldn't think about the past too much. When asked about his wife Tomi, Takechi finds out she lived for 7 years and died of natural causes. He doesn't like to talk about her, solely because he misses her very much. Suddenly, he notices Tora being dragged by a bunch of men. He is being bullied for money by the neighborhood thugs. When Tora insists that he doesn't have any, he is beaten and insulted. Just then, Takechi and Ryoma arrive and ask the leader of the gang to let Tora go. Initially, the gang makes fun of Takechi for wearing traditional clothing, but is furious when he refuses to back down. There are 15 of them against the two, but Takechi asks Ryoma to stay out of the fight. He uses a metal pipe to fight them and defeats them in no time. In the end, only the leader is left, who runs away screaming. In the following scene, Ryoma is at the airport, returning to Tokyo. He has started a new life there and is content with the way he is living. Ryoma wants Takechi to join him, but he prefers staying with Saki and the children. Takechi used to make origami with his wife frequently when they were together. He teaches the kids to do the same in her memory. After finding out she lived half of her life in his memory, he has been missing her a lot lately. 3 kids want to go to the hills to collect unique characters in a mobile game. They ask Takechi to join them, but he declines because he wants to visit his wife's grave instead. When he is not around, the kids plan to go to the hills alone at night. Later, Tora approaches Takechi and thanks him for helping last night. He offers to do anything to return the favor. The two then drive to Tomi's grave and pray in front of it. Tora didn't believe that he is the real Takechi until he saw him fight yesterday. He is still skeptical, but he tries to reason with the fact. Somewhere in the hills, 3 of Takechi's students go into the woods to look for characters in a mobile game. They enter a restricted area, confident that they will find a way back. Meanwhile, Takechi and Tora are together enjoying ice cream. Tora finally asks him if he is a real samurai and claims that he wants to be his disciple. Takechi accepts him as one and asks him to be ready to exert himself for his country. On his way back home, Takechi insists on walking, while Tora rides his motorbike. When it gets dark, a crowd of people gathers outside Saki's home, looking for the lost children. Their mothers are worried because the kids have been gone for more than 5 hours. As they are about to organize a search party, a police officer arrives looking for Takechi. It turns out that the thugs he beat up yesterday filed a complaint against him. Tora tells the officer what happened, but Takechi still has to be taken to the police station when he arrives. Tora goes looking for him and finds him on his way back home. When told about the missing kids, Takechi remembers they wanted to go to the hill. Meanwhile, the boys are about to give up until they recall Takechi's lessons. They know if they stay together and try their best to survive, they will eventually be found. Then, they think of an idea to leave clues around the jungle so people who come to their rescue know where they are. A while later, Takechi arrives and finds the clues. After following them for a while, he sees the kids and is proud that they were brave in the time of crisis. They reunite with their mothers who are beyond thankful to Takechi. However, the policeman then comes forward to arrest him. The children try to stop the officer, which causes a distraction, giving Tora a chance to drag Takechi outside. They drive away on his motorcycle but are suddenly hit by a vehicle. Tora composes himself and looks around to see that Takechi is missing. After that day, the samurai never returns. The family eventually comes to terms with the fact that they will never meet him again. Tora and Haruka go to one of Takechi's monuments to pay respect. Although they cannot meet him anymore, the couple is glad they got to know him. Then one day, Saki gets a call from the owner of a reputed bank. He discloses that someone has left a letter for him long before he was even born. When the letter was first found, it came as a surprise to the owner, but he knew he had to give it to his true receiver. In the letter, Takechi has thanked Saki for his kindness and told them that he is right where he is supposed to be. He has also drawn a picture of the preschoolers and mentioned that Tora is his last disciple. It is clear that after disappearing on the day of the accident, he was transported back in time. Looking at the letter, Tora sheds a single tear. Then, we see a flashback of what happened after Takechi returned to the past. He writes a letter for his wife and for Saki, the latter saying that it should only be opened after 150 years. His enemies mock him because he is about to be executed, but he has already found peace, knowing that the world will eventually turn into a better place. He is additionally happy that he got to taste chocolate cake, but the rival thinks he is bluffing nonsense. In the end, he is made to commit the unthinkable, so people remember him as a coward. However, Takechi does it happily, knowing that it won't be the case. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching.